you're here. Yeah, we're so glad you're here. Oh, we're so glad to be together in unity.
How is everyone this morning? Great, good. We have some beautiful flowers up here this morning that I'll draw your attention to, and these are given in honor of November being National Adoption Month. Yes. So Lori Lucas provided me with some interesting little tidbits about this that I will share with you. In 1995, President Clinton proclaimed November as National Adoption Month, and the focus of this month is to draw focus to the hundreds of thousands of children that remain in foster care in the U.S. and to help place them in permanent homes. Nearly, from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption says that nearly 360,000 children are in foster care in the U.S. More than 108,000 of whom have been permanently separated from their family of origin and are waiting for someone to step forward to adopt them. The Adoption Network says that there are about 4.5 million adopted children in the U.S., which is 7% of the population that was reported on the 2010 census. 1 out of every 25 families with children have adopted children in them. And 8 is the average age of a child waiting in foster care.
Wow.
Yeah. And Adoptions from the Heart, Philadelphia, says that citizens of the U.S. adopt more children than the rest of the world combined.
Wow. Hey.
So we do really good work, but with that many children still waiting for permanent placement in homes, if that's something that lays on your heart to explore, by all means do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so thank you, Lori, for providing that.
Well, I have breaking news. A man who took an airline company to court after his luggage went missing has lost his case. A lady and her husband were at the airport waiting in line, and suddenly she turns to her husband and says, I wish I'd brought the refrigerator along. And the husband asked, well, whatever for? Our tickets are on the top of it.
Oh.
So these are vacation jokes because Leah and I are leaving after the service today. We're going to spend the week away, So we're excited about that.
We have no tickets, so we don't have to worry about that.
That's right. But anyway, we're looking forward to that. Looking forward to just being for a while,
A little downtime for the week.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt a thing,
We're going
does
to
it?
Hilton Head, actually. We didn't want to travel too far, so yeah.
Okay. Got some business to take care of real quick.
Taking care of business. Taking care of business. All right, they're ready for you.
Okay. Anyway, you just got to keep moving forward. Whatever happens, whatever people do, or whatever you just keep moving forward, right? So we became aware that there are some things that the people in Asheville can use right now. And so we have put together a list out on the bulletin board and of things that are needed. And so we're asking that you would consider this week picking up some of these items and bringing them with you next Sunday. And then Karen Mascaro, one of our members, she will take everything to Asheville. Her daughter is one of the folks that's helping out to distribute these things. And so just some real simple stuff. They need some trash bags, paper plates and cups, laundry detergent, Clorox bleach, hand sanitizer, some Amazon cards would be nice, first aid supplies, and men's large white socks, crew size. So there you go. So if you can help with that, it would be greatly appreciated. You'd be helping some folks that are still recovering, still in the process of recovering, a lot going on. I was talking to someone yesterday that said that they have no water to drink, and so they can't do their laundry and can't take a shower. So FEMA has set up all these trailers, and so you can go to the trailer, you can do your laundry, take a shower, things like that, And so, there's just a lot going on. Folks are rallying together. People are really contributing and helping in a lot of ways. But this is something that we can do, okay? This is something that we could do as a community, as part of our outreach. And if you could help, we really appreciate it. And they would appreciate it. You think about if it was yourself, and you needed some of these things that you couldn't get, and if you could go to a place where they would distribute it, that would be very, very nice. Really
so the list is hanging on the bulletin board in the lobby area, and if you want, you can just walk up to it and snap a picture of it with your phone, and then you'll have it for the week, and you can see what you can provide next Sunday.
Yeah. So thank you in advance. All right. So bring it for next Sunday, okay? Bring it Sunday, and then we'll have it all here. We'll have an area where you can bring it and leave it. Probably in the community room would probably be the best. And then we'll, if some folks would like to help Karen load up, that would be helpful. Just let us know. How many know if we work together, there's enough of us here where we can take care of stuff.
Well, we are a community, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
We are a community. There's this strange little book in the Old Testament, and it's called Habakkuk. What a strange name, isn't it? But Habakkuk, chapter 2.
I have a cook.
You have a cook. Not Habakkuk, Habakkuk.
That's what I
says,
said, Habakkuk.
Write the vision.
Okay.
Write the vision. Make it plain on tablets, so he may run who reads it. For still the vision awaits its appointed time. It is moving forward, and it will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay. Write the vision.
Yeah.
There's also someplace in the scripture that says the people perish
For a lack
of vision.
And what that means, literally, I've looked it up, and it's this idea of without vision, without the ability to perceive and to see the big picture, right? To see what is needed to do. How many understand that when you walk around in darkness, in your home, and you stumble over the, furniture, what do you need to do? Turn on the light.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Turn on the light. So this morning we're going to talk about our vision.
Yeah.
Our vision here that we have as the Unity community, and just kind of reinforce and talk about it a little bit, and what's really important to us, right?
What is our mission?
What is our mission?
What is our vision? What is our mission?
Because it's important that we consider our values, our passions, our purpose, and to identify what we care about and what we want to contribute to the world. Say with me, why am I here? Right? And so it's good to ask these questions and to clarify, okay, what is it that we're really here to do? Because sometimes, we have all come from different places. Some people have come from, different denominations, different religions, different backgrounds, different cultures, different ways of thinking about things, And so it's wonderful when we all can have that unified vision and, work together. Does that make sense? So
So you mean it's more than just coming on Sunday and just feeling good for the week? There's more to it than that? Is our vision and our
no,
mission
that's all it
larger
is.
than
That's
that?
it. That's it. Just get together on Sunday, have a party, and then we leave.
Okay.
For the rest of
There's got to be more to it than that. I mean, that's nice.
we Yeah.
Got to be more to it than that.
Well, of course there is, yeah. So, and I think it's important that we all contribute to the vision, right, in our own way. And how do you contribute to a vision or a mission? It is by using your talents, your gifts, and your abilities. People tell me all the time, James, I don't have any talents or gifts. I can't sing or I can't dance. Well, we're not asking you to do that, right? We're asking you to do what is in you to do. Some people are organizers, right? Some people are good at communicating. Some people are great salespeople, you know. Some people are good at doing stuff in outside, you know, taking care of the landscaping and building and people have all different kinds of gifts and talents, and sometimes you don't realize, you know, how you can be using that gift and talent. So today we're just asking you to kind of think about, you know, what am I doing, you know, and is there a way that I can be more helpful to others in our community and in the world and in my own life? Because once you start to clarify things, you'll begin to clarify things in your own life. And then you have a personal mission. Mm-hmm. How many here have a personal mission? Yeah. It's good, isn't it? It's good to have a personal mission. So, so we're always open to feedback. You know, we're always open to feedback. Though, if you have a suggestion, don't just say, you need to do this. All right? I think we should be doing this, and make a list. All right, this is what we need to do. That's not what we're saying. Okay. Bring yourself into the equation. How can you bring yourself into the equation and be the answer rather than just pointing out the problems? How many know that we've gotten really good in our society at pointing out all the problems? Right? How many know what the problems are? You know what the challenges are that are facing our society and our world today, right? Everybody knows. What are we going to do about it? That's what I want to talk about. How can we affect, you know, the greatest number of people in the most positive way that we can to make a real difference? Does anybody here think that's a good question to ask? What do you think? Yeah. So, what is our first priority? I mean, you got to have priorities. Right? What's the most important thing that we do? Right? What is it? Okay, that's important. That's important. That's important. It's important. That's important, sure. But how does that... Tell us, Leah, what it is. You know what it is.
Oh, well,
Because it's right there in front of you.
Our first priority as a spiritual community is to provide spiritual food.
Yeah.
Provide spiritual food and teaching and modeling that enlightens people. Isn't that why you come? I mean, yes, you come to be loved on and to be with your community, but you also come to receive your spiritual nourishment. It's the spiritual tools that you're given and the spiritual nourishment that you receive that carries you through the week until you can get here the following week and get another dose, right? So that is our number one priority.
Which includes love, includes all these
Absolutely.
other things that you were talking about.
Absolutely,
It's,
all of
you know,
those things.
It's all of those things because love is a food. And you need it, right? And it reminds me of that song, you know, from years ago. It said, do you want somebody to love? Do you need somebody to love? Would you love somebody to love? Well, you better find somebody to love. And why is that? Because it is in having someone to love that there is this exchange that takes place. See, that's one of the reasons we're in community, you know, is to feed each other. That beautiful energy called love. and to model it to the world.
Yes.
To model it, to be an example of it. And you might say to yourself, well, James, I'm not doing a very good job right now. I'm just like, and I got all this, and there's stuff, and, whatever, and everything, and, it's just like, what am I going to do? And I say, stop. And allow yourself to be loved. Allow yourself to hear what you need to hear. I mean, I understand that the universe is designed. The universe has been designed to provide you with everything you need in the moment that you need it. Not a second before, not a second after, but exactly when you need it. Have you noticed that? Right? And so, because you have to be in the moment, because that's all there is. That's all there is. See, we can talk about, the past used to be so bad. It was so hard, and everything, and all the people, and, the wounds, and the fears, and all that. But how many know there has to come a point to where we say, forgive that. I forgive that. Mm-hmm. I release that. I release it.
Yep.
Right?
So your thought may be to think, well, yeah, that's your mission because you're ministers, spiritual teachers, whatever. So yes, James and I wake up every morning with the mission to provide spiritual food and teaching and modeling that enlightens. But you wake up every morning
to do the same thing.
To do the same thing.
It's
to
our
provide
mission.
Spiritual
our
food
vision,
and
right?
teaching and model that to all the people in your sphere of influence.
Yeah.
So it's not just ours, it's all ours. Like last week, she would have said, all y'all's.
Right.
I would have said, all y'all's. It's everyone's mission to do that.
That's right. And you may say, well, James, there's nobody in the house but the dog. Well, you need to model love to your dog. Practice on them. See how that works for a while, right?
Or let your dog teach you how to love.
Yeah.
There's that too.
So what is our mission, Leah? What is it? What is our vision and mission?
Unity of Greenville. If you know it, you can say it with me. Unity of Greenville is a haven of peace where everyone is loved and empowered through positive, practical spirituality.
Right? That's it. That's it. Because you don't want it to be too big and complex and, where nobody gets it. You want to make it simple and easy.
So how many feel like this is your haven of peace? You come in the doors and it's like whatever's been going on during the week, I come in here and you feel a difference in the energy, right? This is our haven of peace. We can leave all the nonsense that's been, dragging us down during the week or whatever outside, and we come in here and we take a breath, and this is our haven of peace. And it's where everyone is loved. And then you're empowered to go out, right, and deal with your life and deal with the world. You're empowered to do that through positive. How many like a positive message? We don't want you leaving worse than you felt when you came in, right, by dogging on you and telling you how rotten you are. It's positive and it's practical.
Yeah.
It has to be practical. It has to be stuff that you can do. It has to be meaningful and practical.
Yeah, practical.
Practical. That's our mission.
Every Unity community has its own interpretation and representation of the Unity message. It's like whatever Unity you go to. And I have people tell me, I went to the Southern Unity and it was a little different. I said, yeah, it's because they're different people, different personalities, right? And as we grow, then we're a little different. And then new people come in and they do different things and they have different gifts and talents and abilities. So every Unity community is going to be a little different. And we can learn from each other, The Unity ministers, we all get together and we we talk about what's working in our communities and what we're doing and what visions we have. And we kind of pick up and get ideas from each other, And that's a good thing, isn't it? It's good to be able to share, to network. If you're a member or desire to be a member, anybody here, if you're not a member yet and you want to be, let us know, okay? Because we want to help you to be a member, and we can tell you how to do that. But here are some of the things that would be ideal for a community, okay? We want to talk about this one. Is that okay? All right. Are you open to it? All right. And these are called the alignments. Let's say together, align with the divine.
With the divine.
That's what we want to do, align with the divine. We want to connect with the bigger picture, the vision, the mission, so that we can consciously create this haven of peace, right? A gentle space, a gentle place for people to come and explore their spirituality without being judged, right?
Yeah.
What works for you? What works for you? And it's okay to explore what works for you. And we don't put anybody down. We don't judge anybody. We're not here to do that, right? Yeah. We're here to provide space for folks that want to explore their own personal journey in a safe space, in a gentle place, right? Mm-hmm. And Leah and I, we get to provide kind of like the ambiance, and we want to be examples, of being a peaceful person, yeah. Right? Because, why? Because I'm selfish. Because I want to be a peaceful guy. Excuse me. I want to be peaceful. I want to be at peace with myself, with my body, with my life,
So
I want to be at peace with her,
yeah.
Right?
So when we talk about creating a haven of peace, what is it that creates that haven of peace?
Yeah.
Well, the first thing is that we practice our unity principles. How many know what our unity principles are?
Yes, but what is your doctrine? Because I need to know if I'm going to heaven or hell.
Well, that's entirely up to you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right? What are our unity principles? We say them every morning with the or every Sunday morning with the kids. God is.
Yeah.
Right. God is. I am.
I am what?
I am good.
Oh, okay.
God is good. I am good. I create. I pray. And I act.
Yeah.
Those are our unity principles.
God is good. I'm good. God is love. I am love. Mm-hmm. God is peace. I am peace. You see how this works?
And so is everyone.
And so is everybody else.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
And then the sixth principle that people are crazy.
Right.
And so when I encounter that, I go back to my first 5 principles. Right?
We're crazy. We're living from that place because we're not acting from our true nature, which is peaceful. If you want to know who you really are, just sit down for about 20 minutes and don't say a word. Maybe put some nice music on, turn the lights down, and just relax for a little bit. And if you really pay attention, you'll begin to notice that there's this stillness on the inside. There's this stillness. And out from that comes everything that you need in your life. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. So, and you get practiced at it, and then you can just close your eyes or just you're walking through the mall and you just focus on that and you got it like that. It gets easier because you know what it feels like. You know what it sounds like. You know what it looks like. And so you just keep moving Keep centering yourself. Keep going back to that space on the inside of perfect stillness.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what they're doing out here. You know, they're doing all kinds of stuff, aren't they? Yeah. This is a planet where people do stuff. They're doing all kinds of stuff, right? Actions and activities and thoughts and so forth. And that's just part of it. So the unity principles help to ground you. I mean, no, you got to be grounded. You got to be grounded. You want to be like a tree, not one of these trees that got blown over by the hurricane. You want to be one of those trees that when the hurricane comes, you are steadfast, your roots go deep, and you're connected to the earth, and you're grounded in your own being. Yeah. So yeah, let the winds blow. Let the thunder roll, right? Sounds like a song.
Yeah. One of the things that helps me know that I'm that I'm practicing my unity principles is I use the mantra, what would love do? What would love do? I meet someone who's being hateful, what would love do? Yeah. I'm meeting someone who's got a completely different mindset about something, what would love do? Right? What would love do? God is good, I am good, they are good. God is love, I am love, they are love. We are connected. Connected.
Can I play the devil's advocate?
Well, you're probably going to. So yeah, go ahead.
What if they aren't with the program? You know? What if they are being mean to me?
Whose program?
Well, my program, of course.
Oh.
Because I want everybody to think like I think,
right.
Act like I act, right? Mm-hmm. So what do I do? What do you do then?
Well, you know, I heard this really wise guy one time say that another really good mantra to use in life is, so what?
Yeah.
So when somebody says something that you don't like or they're mean to you or whatever,
okay.
So what?
Okay, all right.
You know who said that?
Some wise person.
A very wise guy.
Yes.
A very wise guy.
Yeah.
So what?
Act from a higher good perspective. Always act from a higher good perspective. You're in relationship troubles, act from a higher good perspective.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever it is. Always act. Hold the high watch. I mean, no, you got to be strong in these days.
Yeah.
You got to be strong. You got to be brave. You got to be full of integrity. So be considerate of everybody, right? Inclusive, allowing for people to be where they are, who they are, do what they do. Because young people are in crisis today. Have you noticed that? Men are in crisis today. Women are in crisis. Everybody's in crisis. And so we're at a critical point in our world where the world needs some stability. The world needs people just like you. Tell the person next to you, say, he's talking about you again.
There's a great T-shirt that says, in a world where you can be anything, be kind.
Yeah.
In a world where you can be anything, be kind. People need basic kindness and compassion. Just basic kindness.
Yeah. It's really simple because just as you need to be loved and appreciated and adored and worshiped, right? Well, you know you do, right? So does everybody else. Right? Everybody else needs the same thing. Yeah. And so it's just learning how to do that for each other.
Yeah.
You know, there's a thing about trolling. Have you heard about trolling? People are always trolling each other online or in person. And trolling is when someone posts or comments something to deliberately upset others. In short, trolling is when someone deliberately tries to upset others online, and it leads to what's called a pile-on. Because when you start to troll somebody and pick on somebody and to judge somebody and to blame, you know what I mean? When you do that, then you create a pile-on. And so everybody else piles on it. Now let me ask you a question. Does it really help anybody? Have you ever gone to Facebook and there you are, or social media, whatever your poison is, your particular social media platform that you enjoy is, and you're on there and you go there and somebody says, hey, you're voting for the wrong person. You need to vote for this cat. You go, oh my goodness, what a revelation.
I didn't know.
I didn't know. How many have ever done that? Anybody here, you've gone to Facebook and totally changed your mind about, oh, we got one. Okay. All right. There's always one in the group. How many know that what you post online lives forever? Forever. So, in our mission statement, it says positive and practical spirituality. Let's say this together. I am positive.
I am positive.
I am affirmative.
I am affirmative.
I am constructive.
I am constructive.
I am optimistic.
I'm optimistic.
And I am confident.
And I am confident.
How would you feel if you said that to yourself every day? How would you feel? Would you feel better?
Yeah.
Would you feel more in charge, large and in charge?
Empowered.
Empowered?
Yeah.
You know, there's an example of this back in the 1980s when AIDS arrived on the scene. Came into the world. It was new. It was a frightening disease with no cure. If you got AIDS, you were going to die, right? And it was rampaging through various communities and countries. People believed that you could catch AIDS by touching someone who had it. Or even sitting on the same commode seat. And people who had it were shunned. And up to 50% of the people polled in the United States at the time believed that all AIDS people should be quarantined, and just put somewhere. But on April 19th, 1987, how many remember Princess Diana? What a beautiful lady she was. She modeled a certain idea, a certain feeling, a certain way of being in the world. And she was one of the most famous people at the time. And she opened the first unit in the UK dedicated to treating people with HIV and AIDS. A lot of people don't know this, all right? And during her visit, she shook the hands of a patient who had AIDS without wearing gloves. Wow. And it changed people's perception of the disease forever. Isn't that amazing? So, she was embodying her beliefs. She was embodying her self-empowerment. How many know that doing the right thing is always the right thing to do?
Right.
Isn't it? See, you don't need to be Princess Diana to do the right thing. You just need to show up and do what is always for the highest good. Okay? What is the highest good? Yeah. It's the little things sometimes that come along in our lives. But you never know the influential power that you possess through your words, through your actions, through who you are in this world.
Yeah. So there's a new career that you can have in this day and age that didn't exist that long ago, and it's called being an influencer.
Well, it
And a
has
lot
always
of-
existed.
Well, but a lot of middle schoolers and high schoolers now, that's what they want to do for a living. They want to be an influencer. And an influencer is someone who hangs out on social media and they influence people to buy certain products. Or some influencers are those that are on social media that want to influence you to think a certain way. And I would invite you to take on the career position as an influencer. Just don't make it about a product or about a
Which is
particular
okay.
position.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that we each have the ability to be an influencer and to be a good influencer just by doing what you were saying, performing the highest good.
Yeah.
That's
Positive
the kind
and
of
practical.
influencer that we want to be. Be an influencer. Be an influencer to those that are looking for a solution. Maybe they don't know it, They're looking for the product that you have, which is
In other words,
a
they're
peace
looking
of,
for
peace
you,
of mind,
right?
Right?
Think
Love
about it.
incarnate.
People are looking for you. They don't know it
Yeah.
because
So
we
be
don't
an
know what God
influencer.
looks like, do we?
Be an influencer.
Well, we know what God looks like, don't we? Just look around the room.
Yeah. Be an influencer. And be a peacemaker. Be a peacemaker.
What's
Be
the
a
opposite?
peacemaker.
What's the opposite of
Being a troublemaker.
Yeah.
Don't be
I
a
mean-
troublemaker.
Being a troublemaker every once in a while is kind of fun, But anyway,
Be a peacemaker.
yeah.
Energy, we talked about this last week, the vampires, the energy thieves, always stealing energy from others. Don't be like that. Be a peacemaker.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, do you want to be right or do you want to be at peace? Some people, I suppose, want to be right. But be a peacemaker.
Yeah. I had an opportunity one time. Was going to this particular store from time to time that had these supplies that we needed. And I remember one day, the gentleman it was a small store and he owned, and just super nice guy. We always had a good relationship. And one day we'd talk and joke around a little bit, and one day I was there and he was over his computer and he was just looking down and he just really had a strange, stressful look on his face, And there was a gentleman who was sitting at the counter around from him, and he was just talking up a storm a mile a minute. And so I went and I sat down next to him, and allowed myself to get into the conversation, see what was going on, because my friend was really upset about it. And so I listened, and the guy was telling him about how that all gay people were going to hell. Okay? And so this is a subject that I knew a little bit about. Kind of studied it, if you know what I mean. And so I remember sitting there, and I listened to the guy, and he looked at me. He said, "Well, what do you think?" I said, "Okay."
Opening. An opening.
And so I said, "Can you show me in the Bible where Jesus ever said anything derogatory about someone who was gay?" He said, "Well, it's in there, And I said, "Well, can you tell me where?" He said, "Well, I know my preacher was talking about it last week. He said it's in there." I said, "Okay, all right." And so he said, "Yeah, but I don't want anybody going to hell." And he was really pained. He was afraid somebody's going to go to hell. Now, what I didn't know was that my friend who was there was gay. And he was under a lot of pressure and stress, and he was feeling pretty bad. And so So I started talking to this guy and, about hell and how the different words for hell in the Bible, the ancient language, was really a garbage dump. In Jerusalem, it's where you take your trash to the dump, and that hell was not a literal place, but it was metaphorical. It was a figurative kind of a thing. And he sat there and he really listened, paid attention. He said, I had never heard that in all my life. He said, you've really piqued my curiosity. He said, I'm going to go and study this and look at this. He said, because I had never thought about this before, Now, I don't know what he did. But anyway, he leaves. And so, the fellow's sitting there, and we start talking, and he just, tears in his eyes. He said, I'm so glad you showed up. He said, there was a part of me, he said, that was scared, and there was another part of me that wanted to hit the guy in the face, And so we talked, and then we eventually just had a laugh about it, But there are so many opportunities we have every day if you pay attention. If you pay attention. Mm-hmm. When you go through the line at the grocery store, Be kind, be nice to the person. Because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they're experiencing in their lives, right? Mm-hmm. So, be a peacemaker, be practical, meet people where they are at. Don't try to feed them the whole enchilada of your life, right? Just give them a little snack. Just plant a little seed. Make sense? Just don't tell them everything you know. It's a more practical way to live. Jane Goodall said, my mission is to create a world where we can live in harmony with nature. Is that the kind of world you want to live in? Right? The other day I saw this, you might have seen it, there was this dog who had been lost in the woods for 5 months. 5 months. No. It's either 5 months or 5 weeks. Anyway, it was a long time.
That's a big difference.
Just go with me,
Okay.
all right? And so I think it was 5 months. I think it really was. Anyway, he was brought back to the family. And there was a lady who, it was her dog. And so they bring the dog into the house. And the dog is just kind of looking at her for just a minute, And she's looking at the dog's looking at her. And the dog walks over towards her more and more slowly. And then all of a sudden, he just jumps. And he's just like this, full of excitement and joy, and it just made me tear up, when I saw it. It was just incredible, this joy of being reunited with his loved one, And it made me think about, that's how I want to be. I want to be like my dog. I don't have a dog, but if I had a dog, I want to be like the dog. Maybe you have a dog. I want to be like your dog, right?
You could be like your cat.
All right, yeah, it would be like the cats. Yeah. But dogs and cats are different.
They are different.
I think some people are dogs and some people are cat people, right? A dog, you always know where you stand with the dog. And you take the dog out in your car, your truck, and he sticks his head out the window, and he's smelling all the smells and everything, and the same kind of smells you wouldn't like probably. I mean, they like certain smells. Anyway, but a cat, it's like you can be on vacation, you come back, and the cat walks in the room and sees you and goes, oh, it's you. Walks off.
My cats don't.
Right.
My cats don't do
Yes.
that. And with cats, it's like, here, kitty, 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 kitty.
Yeah.
You have to entice them to come
Yeah.
close. They're not all up in your face like a dog.
James Redfield, you want to read that beautiful
Sure.
quote?
Knowing our personal mission further enhances the flow of mysterious coincidences as we are guided toward our destinies. First, we have a question, then dreams, daydreams, and intuitions lead us toward the answers, which usually are synchronistically provided by the wisdom of another human being.
Yeah. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
There's new understanding that's constantly being poured out to us. It's coming through. If you really pay attention,
Yeah.
you can see what you need to do. But we get so stuck within ourselves, you know. I mean, when you talk to somebody and they're resistant, it's not you. The resistance is in them. It's one of their blocks. It's one of their areas that they haven't looked at, right? And so you kind of got to work around people's stuff sometimes, right? How many know that's wisdom? And it's very practical, and it's a positive thing to do. It's how we create a haven of peace, not just in here. It's easy to love people that love you, right? But it's a little more difficult to create it out there.
Yeah.
Because that, when you can embody it and you start showing up and you become the presence of God everywhere you go. Isn't that wonderful? Let's take a breath. Wow. Maya Angelou said, I've learned that you shouldn't go through life with a catcher's mitt on both hands. You need to be able to throw something back. Right? Yeshua, Jesus said it like this, give and it shall be given. Give and it shall. What do you want? What do you want? Give it. Give it. Let it be birthed in you. Let it arise in you. And then give it. Right? I mean, no, it all starts with us. It starts with each one of us. Because where does God live? Out there somewhere? What have we learned in Unity? God lives here and now. In every cell of our bodies. God lives in our minds, the house of our minds. If we'll let God move in. You know? So you got to use your mind in a positive way. Isn't that right? Now I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. Hey, there's a lot of stuff that you can pray for. Right? A lot of stuff right now you can be doing. You might say, well, James, I am doing it. I'm upset. I'm mad. Terrified. But the truth of it is, when you just get settled in, right? You realize that there is a divine order in everything. I mean, everything is going to be just fine. Right? You say, well, James, how do you know? What if this is the one time that it's not? Because of the same power, one presence that I believed in last year, is still available right now. It's still there. So settle into this moment. Let Spirit have control. There is a power deep within you. Watch the way it unfolds. Divine order. Divine order. Divine order. Divine order. Seek harmony and purpose. Speaking now this decree. Find the balance in your energy. And pay attention to what you see. Divine order. Divine order. Divine order. Divine order, calling in divine order, affirming now divine order. I'm trusting in divine order. Divine order. Divine order. Divine order. Divine order. Let us breathe together now. This morning we have attempted to clarify the vision just a little bit, to adjust our thinking, to adjust our perception just a little bit, knowing that there is a higher order and a good that is so wonderful and powerful, and that's available to all. That there are these beautiful universal principles that are life-changing, that lead to transformation. And what I need to do is just apply them in every case, more and more and more, until it's automatic. Until instead of reacting, I'm responding to situations. I'm responding to a need. I'm responding in a positive and practical way, creating a heaven of peace wherever I go. A soft place for people to be. A divine order. A divine order. Can you feel yourself aligning with that right now? Just, I am aligning with divine order. I'm trusting in. I'm calling in. I'm affirming it right now. Divine order in all things. So breathe it in. Breathe it in. If you know of someone in your life that you would like to hold in this space, this haven of peace, during this time of prayer, I invite you to whisper their names aloud, or maybe even just see them in your mind's eye. Maybe they've been going through a hard time. It could be that you're going through a hard time. Well, pray for yourself. But here's the good part. When you find somebody else to pray for, it spills over on you too. It works for you too. I've seen it many times in my life where I pray for somebody else, and I reach out to somebody else, and I am so blessed when I do. Little known secret. It's the truth. It's how it works. Find somebody to love. Find somebody to care about. And so holding your person now in your heart, just surround them with your prayers, healing. You might think, well, maybe they need to forgive. Well, you forgive them. Forgive them. Offer to them what you think they might need. And hold them in that space of appreciation. They're a child of God just like you. We all deserve to be loved and cherished and cared for. So we're calling in divine order for all. And over this next week, we call in divine order for our nation, for our planet, for all the people. We just trust that there's a higher good that wants to break through and reveal itself to all of us. And that's what we're looking for. That's what we're open to. That's what we're allowing in. Is that higher good. Can you feel it? Let yourself feel it this morning. Marinate in it. Give gratitude. Talk about it. Think about it. The higher good. So breathing gently and easily. I invite you into the silence for just a moment. Into the stillness. So Holy Spirit, and fill us with grace and with peace and with purpose today. Clarify our vision as a community and as a people together. And we are grateful for each other. We're grateful for the love that we feel. and the care and concern that we have the privilege to give to one another. And so today we reaffirm that that is why we're here. That is why we're here. And we say thank you. Thank you, Spirit. In the name of the Christ, in the name of beauty, in the name of love and peace and joy, and all that is sacred. Amen. And so it is. Thank you so much for your prayers this morning. I really appreciate it.